gonna skip a couple games right now and come back to it. I want to talk about the Panthers, and they just recently played the Raiders. Bryce Young got benched. Andy Dalton coming in. And y'all know how I feel about Bryce Young and the Panthers. I always said that Bryce Young is not his fault. It's the Panthers' fault. The Panthers have O-line. She gave some talent. Now that Andy Dalton came in, Andy Dalton threw for 3 touchdowns, was 26 for 37 and 319 yards. I can't even put it all on the Panthers. I can't, because when you have a quarterback with the same amount of tools, and Dalton is a veteran, and Dalton, he's not good at what he used to be back when he played for the Bengals, but showing this and a sign like this, I can't put it all on the Panthers. You got to show Bryce Young got to take some responsibility, and that's a blame do go on him. Now, I will say this. I do think Bryce Young's confidence is shook. And not saying that him getting benched and Andy Dalton taking his spot, not that say. I'm saying his confidence shook because when you get hit so many times and get abused so many times and taking sacks and throwing this many picks and not really getting the help you get, your confidence, especially at the quarterback position, will get shook. I do think Bryce Young do need to leave the Carolina Panthers, or they need to trade him away. I think you might well go ahead and keep Andy Dalton. If Andy Dalton wins another game, you're going to keep him as a starter. But and I think Bryce Young can do better learning behind Andy Dalton or learning behind another quarterback. And I just think it's not all on the Panthers anymore because Andy Dalton did come and he did put up this type of performance. Now, I will say this, and it's not to discredit Andy Dalton. The Raiders' overall defense did not look good. Like, Chuba Hubbard, 21 carries, 114 yards. Deontay Johnson, 8 receptions, 122 yards, 1 touchdown. Overall, the Raiders' defense does not look good against the Panthers' offense. And that's a more credit to the defense of the Raiders, not credit, criticism, because how do you perform like you just had a great game against the Ravens, and then you go to the Panthers and your defense performs like that against the Carolina Panthers. A lot of people thinking they would not win a game. So I'm not going to discredit the performance by Andy Dalton because you did what you're supposed to do. You got to win and you produce. But at the same time, you got to look at the Raiders defense. How do you let up not only Andy Dalton, but Chuba Hubbard and also Deontay Johnson? I think Chuba Hubbard got very involved in the pass game, also 5 receptions, 55 yards. So you have to look at the game. Like a lot of people are like, oh, Andy Dalton had a great game, this and that, this and that. I want to keep seeing this for Andy Dalton because at the same time, for me and my perspective of football, I'm looking at the whole NFL game as a whole. Who all had a great game against the defense? Did Andy Dalton pass a lot to one person, and that one person had a lot of Andy Dalton yards? Did the run game very proficient? What was working for the Panthers? So, and it was all working for the Panthers, to be honest. Run game, pass game, it was just working, and that Raiders defense was not clicking. So, not to discredit Andy Dalton, but at the same time, you have to look at it and be like, well, all the offense for the Carolina Panthers was working. So the yap sesh. But at the same time, I do think Bryce Young does need to lead the Carolina Panthers.